Welcome to Bill's Media and the Arts podcast, and today I have Jamie Height and Gene Adams of Jacob's Well. How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing good.
Good.
We're glad to be here.
Yes.
Awesome, great. So been a big follower, big fan for a while now, and me and you have talked a few times, Gene, and
Absolutely.
love your guys' music. And I'm honored to have you guys tonight. But I think maybe we would. I just figured maybe tonight with maybe kind of tell everybody about Jacob's Well, maybe give a little synopsis, and we'll go from there and maybe talk about the music and everything, and all that.
How did we become the Well?
So I was at a church, and Jamie came to our church, and he had the idea to do like a songwriters night at church, to kind of get all the musicians from the area together. And so I came there and I played a couple songs, and we started talking and started jamming together. And we just started just playing some songs together. And then I forgot really when we decided to make it officially Jacob's Well.
We were kind of meeting up at this coffee house,
Oasis coffee spot.
And it was just kind of like Jamie and Gene and and friends.
And two guys with girls' names.
Yeah, basically. So I think we did that a few times, and I think we finally were like, let's make this a real thing.
And I always had the name Jacob's Well. I always liked that name. So we just said, okay, let's do it. And then he had some songs already written, and I had some songs written. So we recorded a little EP, and then started playing out and working on our original material and building our song catalog of originals. And then in 2019, we recorded Bitter Days, full-length album, our first full-length album. And then a year later, in 2020, we recorded our other album, Jacob's Well, The Climb. So we have two full-length albums and an EP, and we're going to go back in the studio in October, hopefully.
Yes.
We have a EP, a 5 or 6 song EP we're working on called This Weary Traveler. And the whole concept of it, when we were in, we'll talk about our North Carolina thing, but we were recently in North Carolina, we'll talk about in a minute. And I was walking one morning early. I like to go for early morning walks. And I took this picture down by this old factory of this train there with some silos and stuff. And it was really a cool picture. And we started talking about it. And Jamie was like, it reminds me of a better time when things were better days almost, when things were built better and people worked hard. And, not that people don't work hard now, but you know what I mean? Like a different time, And we started thinking about why do people go to where we were at? So we were in Bryson City, North Carolina. And there's a train, an old steam engine that runs every morning out of the town. Every morning out of Bryson City, you can take a train. Why do people go there to see that train? Because it reminds them of a time back when things were just better, I think, in my opinion. It was just people were different, things were different, and so that's the idea of this EP is just, looking back at a time when things were better and, just reflecting on that. So it's called This Weary Travel. It's kind of our journey through life, through this life into the next life.
Yeah. It's sort of, I think, almost like a thank you card.
Yeah.
To where we were this summer.
Yeah. So it's a lot of songs about North Carolina and stuff like that. That's one of our favorite places. So that was a lot to say, but I hope we answered your question.
That was beautiful, Gene.
Oh yeah, awesome. I know that you had speaking of the North Carolina thing, I know that you just done a few tour dates in North Carolina there, I guess up near the Blue Ridge Parkway, I guess up that way.
Yeah.
And I know you had a song out called Blue Ridge Parkway. Will that wind up being on the EP, or will that just be just totally new songs?
We were just talking about that before the show. Why don't you answer that question?
Wow. Yeah, I think we were talking about we have the single. We really like the way it came out. There's just a few elements. We want to really convey the spirit of the song, which is that Appalachian, the mountains. So we want to we're not going to re-record the whole thing, but we're going to change a couple of the elements within the song to make it sound more,
bluegrassy kind of Appalachian. Yeah. Maybe not full drum kit.
Right.
Maybe just like a snare with some brushes and tom. And it has like some electric guitar in it. We might pull the electric guitar out and add some, more acoustic slide guitar or something like that. Maybe some harmonica. Yeah. We like the way it turned out, like he said, but it could be better. It could be more bluegrassy.
Yeah. I think if we do this, it'll fit the EP perfect.
Right.
It'll go right in line with the EP.
And speaking of the tour in North Carolina, Jamie.
Well, I tell you what, we had, I can't think of it going any better than it did.
Absolutely.
We planned this tour. We got the gigs all set up. We went up there. Every gig was fantastic. Setup, breakdown. The people were fantastic.
We got such a response. Like when you play around here, it's great where we live. We play around here and people come out and they love us and all that stuff. But I guess when it's something new, like people, they had never seen us before.
Right.
And it was like, they just the response was just amazing.
Our sound is a little different. I think they're intrigued that, we're pulling out different instruments. And then we had Xander, who was playing a washboard,
Right.
People were very intrigued and always had, what is that guy playing?
Right. And he does a crazy, he puts on a show back there.
He brings another fire and energy. So the tour was just fantastic. Plus I put these guys up in a 5-star cabin.
It was beautiful. We had the best accommodations, and but we've already got 5 gigs for next June. So we're going to do it the same weekend in June again. We're going, and we're going to play a couple new places though. What are they?
We're gonna. I don't want to give them away yet.
Right.
I'm still trying to work in the days. We got a couple new places. Hopefully, we got returning places. Unplugged Pub, Mountain Layers Brewery, and Frog Level Brewery, which I wanted to end the tour on that again. It was a Sunday and it was
outside.
We're along the river. We had a beautiful crowd, beautiful weather, and we definitely want to end on that note again. So we'll have again 5 shows, but this will be a little bigger. The shows, the other shows we're putting in there will be another step up. So we're gonna be working.
Yeah.
For that weekend for sure. And the cool thing is we'll have a new EP to go with it, maybe some more merch.
Yeah. So the new EP, back to that, we're gonna do 4 new songs, and then we're gonna redo. So one of our old favorites from our EP, "Struck by Your Love." We didn't really like the way it turned out on the EP. So, and now that we play it differently, we've added some different instruments and changed the layout of the song a little bit. So we're going to re-record that song, and then, like you were saying, maybe possibly Blue Ridge Parkway. So it could be a 6-song EP, but it'll be 4 brand new songs that reflect this whole concept of North Carolina and that mountain lifestyle that was so hardworking people that lived off the salt of the land, kind of a thing. So. And it'll reflect our tour because the one song is called Bryson City Breakdown, and that's where this whole concept came from. So,
nice. So that's going to be awesome. I know I've seen you post on Facebook about the new tour getting ready to come up there, and so that's congrats, man. That sounds really good, and hopefully it goes really well for you guys.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I know on one. I know you said that you were going to maybe redo "Struck by Your Love." I know at one time here a little while back in the interview, I heard you talking about that y'all may go in sometime and maybe redo the whole Outbound Train EP because you didn't like the way it turned out. Is that still in the works somewhere down the road, or is that just something that you just like gonna leave the way it is?
I think we may take, like, there's another song on there. There's 2 more songs on there that we could maybe in the future bring onto a new album. You know what I mean? Like redo. Like there's a song, Outbound Train, that we really love. And then the song 40 Years we could redo. But I don't think we'll redo them as just redoing the EP. We may bring them on, like if we do another full-length album maybe in a year or so, we might put those songs redone on there, you know, not just remastered, but completely re-recorded.
Oh, okay, cool. Now, is the EP gonna be is it gonna be in physical format, or is it just gonna be digital?
We were just talking about that too.
It's so cool that every question you're asking, we just talked about it. And
oh, nice.
Great. It's definitely gonna be digital. We did talk about maybe doing some physical copies through the site I'm using. They're always, hey, I can give you this many CDs for this amount, and that's pretty affordable. It might not be the full jewel case, so we might do something a little less, just for cost and stuff.
Like a cardboard sleeve or whatever.
But still with, that beautiful artwork, that picture, boom, right on the front. That black and white with the train looks so good.
Right.
And some notes and stuff like that. So it might, we're trying to reduce the cost a little bit. And the one thing on the tour, we sold a lot of merchandise, pretty much out of our shirts.
Sold all our shirts out, all the Bitter Days CDs, and a lot of the Climb CDs. So coming up in 2023, we're going to redo our whole merch. We'll have new T-shirts. We'll if we do reorder more Bitter Days CDs, they'll just be in the cardboard sleeve format, no jewel cases, but they'll still have the same cover art on the front and back, but it'll just be like a little sleeve, a cardboard sleeve. So that'll probably be, and we have stickers and we have magnets, Bitter Days magnets. So anybody that wants any merch, go through PayPal, jacobswellmerch@gmail.com, and that takes you to our PayPal account, and you can order stickers, T-shirts, whatever you. We don't have T-shirts right now, but we have CDs and all that stuff. So in 2023, we'll definitely be upgrading our merch store. We're just working on the financial end of that right now.
Awesome. Well, I'll definitely post the link for that in the description after I post the video and everything, so people can go there and order, whatever they want, So. Awesome. I see. What was another question? There was something else I was going to ask. I heard. I know what I was going to ask now. So when you guys go in and when you guys write songs, do you write every song individually, or is it like a co-write between you guys? And it's like, if you write a song, do you sing that certain song, or is it what's better for the song depends on how it turns out?
In the past, I'll write a song, and Jamie will write some songs, and we'll come together and we'll play them for each other, and we'll work them out. Like we'll work out the harmonies and what instruments we think will be good on them. But usually if I write a song, I sing it, and if Jamie writes a song, he sings it. But we do harmony vocals or whatever, and but basically the main idea of the song, each of us writes, and then we'll just take it and make it become a song with all the different instrumentation. If I write a song on acoustic guitar, that doesn't mean that's how it's going to sound when it's finished. We might add this instrument or speed it up here, slow it down, change, we change them. they're written on acoustic guitars, usually both of us, and then we just take those ideas and put our ideas together and make songs out of.
Classic case was Finding My Way Home.
Right.
Because when we first played that, it was pretty straightforward, and I was like, oh, it'd be cool in the chorus if you went through like a halftime feel, being a drummer. So
right.
It makes the song when it goes to that halftime feel in the chorus. It's such a cool, it just drops differently. So,
I was listening to that yesterday, showing it to a friend. So if you go on our YouTube page, Gene Adams / Jacob Swell, there's an acoustic version that I recorded. If you listen to that and then you listen to the CD version on the Climb, you'll hear how it changed from just an acoustic song to and then another great song that is In a Distant Sunset.
Oh yeah.
Started out as just an acoustic song, and then you hear just when we get in the studio, we just start flowing. You know what I mean? It's like, well, let's add this. What would it sound like if we did this? You know what I mean? And that's what I love about the studio. We both love about the studios. It's like you can really, because we don't have a full band to, make these songs. So when we take our ideas into the studio, we have a whole band because we play all the instruments, so we can build it and, make it how we want it.
Yeah, The Climb was a phenomenal album to record. It was a lot of fun. To do that one.
Yeah, I know. I heard you guys do a few of those Facebook live shows, and a lot of the songs did turn out really different. And I really think it's a great sounding record, and it just sounds so awesome. And I thought it turned out really well. And
thank you.
And so that's, and I wanted to say too, like there's a couple songs of Bitter Days that almost sort of kind of has almost, I want to say like a Johnny Cash kind of maybe sound or influence in it or something. And and I thought it was really cool, and because I know you guys are, you have like different, inspirations from where you come from in music and everything. And I just think how it's really cool how you guys bring all that together and put it in the songs and stuff.
And I, the cool thing about that is I don't think it's intentional. Like, I don't think we go, okay, this one's going to be a country song, or this one's going to be, we hear the song acoustically, and then we're like, we start tweaking it, and, it just becomes what it is. And it's just, we have so many, like, he's like, his influences are like prog rock and, and stuff like that. And I'm metal. And then we both like bluegrass and, all these different influences is classic rock, so we have all these influences. So we've never been the type of band that just is like, we're this genre, we're a rock band, or we're a, whatever band. We're Jacob Swell, and you've heard both of our albums, and there's songs from one end of the spectrum to the other on there, all on one album.
Especially on The Climb.
And that's it. And if people can't embrace that, then they might not like us, because that's what we're all about.
Yeah.
Well, definitely. I mean, like I said, because like, you, and like he said with The Climb, man, it's just so, like, every song doesn't sound the same, and every song just kind of has like I said, you almost go from like, I would only say like maybe some of the songs kind of even have maybe like a Southern rock feel to them, kind of, and then one song is like just something totally like really different, and I love that. And like and it's a thing that you're not like put in like a certain kind of genre, or we're this and you have to live up to that. And that's a great thing, because then that gives you the freedom to do whatever you want to. And like you said, if people like it, great. If they don't like it, then maybe they need more of a. I would say that maybe they need a more of a open palette when it comes to music.
Absolutely, you definitely need an open palette to listen to Jacob Swell, because I think like our heartbeat is like, we're rockers, like, but we also like bluegrass and Appalachian music. So our songs may start out, oh, we're going to write this Appalachian bluegrass sounding song, but it always starts to sound kind of rock.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just the way it is. And like, even, that's what happened in Blue Ridge Parkway. It was supposed to be like this Appalachian bluegrass song, and it turned out to be an Appalachian rock song.
Pretty much.
I don't know. So it just
alternative bluegrass.
It's just the kind of influences we have. So it's just really weird.
But it's a cool songwriting process. I wasn't really a songwriter until I met Gene. I had some songs, but I really didn't care for what I was writing until I think Outbound Train was the first song I wrote. And that was just, we were having a conversation one night. And I'm like, ooh, cool.
About the rapture.
Yeah, right? I got an idea in my head. I went home and I'll do a blues progression in E, because a lot of times I'll write where Gene can play the harmonica. So I'll write in a key that I know he's gonna
fit well with the harmonica.
Yeah, so
playing,
like I'm writing an E or G or whatever, right? Because I want to hear the harp in this particular part. So and then once I met Gene, like I started writing a little differently, you know.
And I started when I met Jamie. Like most of my songs were like pretty like Christian rock song, not even like Christian acoustic Christian music. And then when we started writing together, we started like, I don't know, it kind of changed to this. There's still that emphasis on faith and a positive message that points to Christ and to God, but it's more of like a crossover sound where we want everyone to be able to enjoy the music and not single out, okay, only Christians are going to like this, because that's what happens. I think I've listened to Christian music over the years, and it's like the songs become like only Christians want to listen to it. Secular people that are not Christian aren't going to want to listen. So we try to write songs that still point people to, you know, God and stuff like that, but that anyone can listen to. It's not a song that's pigeonholed in any certain genre. You know what I'm saying?
My favorite song I wrote was 600 Miles, which, you know, it's about a road trip. But oh my goodness, I was so satisfied writing that song. I remember playing it for Gene Coach. I'm like, oh yeah, well, that's got to go on there.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a safe writing process where we can both be creative and encourage each other too. Like they'll send me, hey, what'd you think of this song? Oh, dude, this song's awesome. We gotta record it, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I mean, I'm glad that you know that you two can inspire each other like that and create like really cool music. And you know, that's and that's the thing too. Like I've noticed with bands before, like sometimes they're like, you might write a song and they're like, yeah, that doesn't fit what we do, and so you know they won't record that song, but it may actually be a great song, and it may, who knows, it could have been maybe one of your biggest hits or something. But people just, they have this thing and they write certain ways. And I think even in like with my writing, for instance, I try to take a different broad in the look of different ways people write and how they structure things. And you know, so I think you take all that stuff and kind of combine it in one, and it creates like your own style, in which I think is really cool.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
There was one of the things I did want to say. I've noticed too, like on a few of your records, like you've had songs by other songwriters and everything on that, and like I know, like I think was on Bitter Days. You had, I think there was a song on here that was written. What was it, by a friend of yours or a nephew or something? I think it was.
It was my nephew. It was a poem that he wrote, and I read the poem, and it was a really long poem, and it wasn't really a song format. You know, there wasn't like a verse, chorus. So I just took the parts that I thought were very lyrical and just made a song out of it. But it's all his words. I just changed them around. You know, but the poem that you wrote on The Climb, that's almost word for word. The only thing I did was add a bridge. I put a bridge to it. But you know, So yeah, I'm not the type of person that, I have to get the credit for, I write every lyric. If I hear something and it like inspires me, like, I'm gonna put it on there. I mean, I like that poem you wrote, that inspired me, man. Like I put music to that. Like I remember I sent you the music like 5 minutes after you posted it. I was like, dude, here.
Yeah. And I really think, and going like you said, because when you sent it to me, it was just the acoustic version of it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I really dig that version of it. But I also dig the way it came out on the album. And either way would have been recorded would have been really cool. And I just think, and I know like also with the A Distant Sunset, I noticed that song came out really well too. And that was written by I forgot his name.
Oh no, that was Beauty in the Sea. Was written by Steve Kane.
That's right. My bad on that one.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, and that one really turned out really good too.
Yeah, that song, it pretty much stayed the same as it was on the acoustic guitar. We just added drums to it, and a little keyboards, and that was really it.
Yeah, the drums really were definitely a powerhouse on the climb. That it really made those big songs big.
Right.
Distant Sunset,
and
even through all these tears,
the song you wrote.
I had fun writing. I had fun doing that drum part. I wanted to do something a little different, so I do this like little snare march, like I think in the beginning on one of the verses. That was a lot of fun. So it was cool to do some different creative things with some of these songs.
Awesome.
And then we have a friend, Frank Delano, he goes to our church, and he's a amazing guitar player. He's been playing guitar for years, and so we'll send those songs to him, and he'll listen to them, and we just let him do his thing, and then he lays down his tracks, and then boom. And and Cody also, the guy that owns the studio, he plays guitar. So sometimes we'll just say, this is what we want to do here, Cody, and then he'll be up till 3 o'clock in the morning working on it. I mean, he's just that type of person. And that's how Distant Sunset. If you listen to Distant Sunset, that's Cody all the way, Cody Hanlon. And he just took that song, and it's my acoustic guitar. I mean, if you listen, there's an acoustic guitar track. I played it just like it is on the acoustic guitar, but then it's just you build it with the drums and you build it with the bass, and then you put that electric guitar in there. And Cody, I mean, he just has that. He's that type of person that he's not going to stop working on something till it sounds exactly the way he wants it to be. He's like a perfectionist, you know what I mean? And that's why we like recording there, because he's not going to just throw something together and say, okay, here you go, guys, give me some money now. He's going to put more time in than what you're paying for. Like the studio time you pay for, he's put in hundreds of hours more than that. Mm-hmm. So that's why we love him so much. He's a great guy.
Nice.
Yeah,
and that's where you recorded your last two records, right?
Both records, correct.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, both sounded very differently.
Yeah, they both sound differently, because on Bitter Days we were going more for like a folk sound with no drums, just the washboard. And then on The Climb we wanted more of like a full band sound. Yeah.
Cool. And so, like the new EP is going to be is it going to be kind of like more acoustic?
We're not.
We don't know. We'll tell you when we're done recording it. How's that?
Okay. All right.
Right now it's all acoustic.
Yeah. I mean, we have some ideas.
It's going to be a little bit more on the phone call. It's the bat phone.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's okay. It's going to be more on the bluegrassy kind of Appalachian sound for sure. Okay. There'll be banjo, there'll be some percussion. There probably will not be a full drum set. It'll probably just be like a bass and snare with some brushes and stuff like that. So it's not going to be like The Climb. It'll be more of a, I don't want to say bluegrass because it's not bluegrass. It's going to be more of
It's
a,
going to be inspired by where we were,
right,
basically.
North Carolina-ish kind of sound.
We want to capture that. Really,
Mountain music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mountain music.
Yeah.
Let's just
Our
that.
little
Right.
Americana.
As Alabama would say, play that mountain music.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, but the songs are definitely different than The Climb. So it's not going to sound like The Climb. And it's not going to sound like Bitter Days because Bitter Days was much more folky. This is going to be much more of a Appalachian mountain music kind of a sound.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear that. And
Yeah.
like for me, for instance,
we can't wait to hear it too.
yeah. And for me, you know, growing up, being my family listened to all different types of music. My mom and dad listened to, I want to say more the country, like, you know, George Jones, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, people like that. And then my sister was more like Led Zeppelin and stuff like that. And my brother was just straight up into the metal and stuff. So I had it coming from all different directions, and it kind of just like ingrained in my love for just, you know, different music. And and like I said, listening to your records, and that's the thing, like when you listen to Jacob's Well, you kind of get all of that, and it's almost like, you know, when it's like taking a bunch of really cool stuff and putting it in a thing that you like to eat and just have it, and you're just like, man, I wish I had more of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's
really like pizza with cornflakes and Captain Crunch on top of it.
We like different types of music, so it just comes out, you know, when we record, like, oh, this is cool, this sounds like this, or this sounds like this. It's not so uniform, which is what we like. We like to kind of keep it that way.
Absolutely.
Nice. And you said your parents lived there, right, Jamie? In the mountains.
Yeah, they lived up in Franklin. So yeah, my grandparents lived up there. My grandfather built houses in the area, so I have roots, very deep roots in that area since I was a kid. So that's always been there, and it's so overwhelming and special to write songs about the area and that joy. But also when we did the tour, oh my gosh, I mean, there's times where I just couldn't sing because I'm singing Chasing Down Trains, where it was supposed, you know, the inspiration of the song came from is right here, and I'm playing it right here. So there was a couple times I got pretty overwhelmed, like emotionally, just so it was definitely a blessing. The whole, you know, Jacob's Well has been a blessing in my life. I know this guy here, he's toured, he's done it all, you know, but I never did that. I never had the opportunity to load up the car or the van or the truck with a bunch of guys and drive and set up and play shows. I've never had that experience. So the fact that we got to do that this past summer in a place that's awesome was just, man, I mean, I couldn't stop smiling for probably a month when we got back. I just was like, oh, I can't wait to do this again, you know. So Jacob's Well it's a huge blessing in my life.
Mine as well. It's just that, you know, it's like when you meet somebody, like I've been in a lot of bands in the past and stuff, Iced Earth and all these other bands, and you know, they last forever, how long they last and stuff. But what we have is like we've been together as a band for over 6 years. You know, we didn't start recording right away or whatever, but we've been together, jamming together and playing music together and writing songs together for 6 years. And that's very rare that happens, you know. And we just have a special relationship, you know, where we know what each other is going to do. And, you know, we work off of each other's energy really well. And, you know, when we play live, we just I look at him and he goes like this, and I know what that means, and he looks at me, and so it's just like it's just a rapport that we have, and that's special. That's what really cool. And then when we have Xander with us, it really just all comes together live. It's just live. It's just a really good feeling, and so we're really, like he said, we're really blessed to have this, and not many people have this. Even people that have been in bands, you ask most of them, there's this guy has an ego, or that guy has an ego, or I wish this guy was gone out of the band, or it's like always something like that. But maybe it's just because it's me and him or whatever. But for the most part, we're pretty much on the same page all the time.
Awesome. So I know that like going on that mountain tour, so it was almost like going home for you, Jamie, I guess, in a way. And being a man of faith myself, I believe that God puts people and things in your life for a reason. And
Absolutely.
I believe God put Gene in your life for you guys to start this band and get to play this music and all that stuff, and vice versa for each one of you. And and I really do think, and I honestly believe that you guys are doing something really great. And I believe that your music touches people to a core, and it's a good thing, and it's a great thing. And it's really changed my life a lot, and it's really made me appreciate a lot of things more than maybe I used to, and everything. And so I just wanted to say that I hope you guys keep doing what you're doing and doing it for a long time.
Well, thank you. That's very nice to say. And, our intention is always to, bring glory to God. And like you said, just inspire people and touch people's heart, and bring them to a place where they feel like there's something deeper going on in this world beside what they can see with their eyes, that they can feel something in their heart, and they can see that there's something at work that has to do somewhere better than all this crap and this mess that we're living in right now. If we can point someone in that direction, that's really all we can, hope for.
Yeah. And and that's like for me, for instance, like I try to tell people all the time, like with my writing and everything, I don't do it for the money, because if I did it for the money, I would be done quit doing what I did for a long time ago. And it's just about
Ain't that the truth?
right? And I just believe that that if you take something and someone reads it, and if it inspires them to pick up a pen and be an artist themselves, or a writer, or write songs or something, to me, that's just maybe more important than selling 100,000 records. Because in the end, yeah, the fame and the money and stuff is great, but are you really touching lives? And that's the thing. And are you changing lives? And are you making the difference in making people maybe like, well, I think I could be a writer, but now I know that I can. And so that's the philosophy I look at it at.
Absolutely.
And I see, Gene, that you got another project coming up that you've been advertising here.
Yeah,
I think it comes out Friday.
Anything? Yeah, I haven't been able to say anything because it's not really my project. So I have a friend, Steve Kern is his name, and he's a huge Iced Earth fan. And he plays drums and guitar, and he has a bunch of friends. So he got in touch with, Freddie Valdez from Iced Earth. He played bass. So he's playing bass on the song. And a couple of Steve's friends, a lead guitar player, and there's some violin on there. And it's a heavy metal song. And I wrote the lyrics. It's called Wake Up. And it's just really just about all the thing that's going on right now in this country, and just kind of a call for people to open up their eyes and stop just going along with the herd. And, because things are going to be, the chorus just says, wake up, before there's nothing left to save, So that's basically what the song is about. It's just about a lot of the stuff that's going on in the world right now.
It's a cool song.
It's heavy.
It will rock your socks off.
It has a little Iced Earth feel to it, because, like I said, Steve wrote it as a tribute to Iced Earth. He's a huge Iced Earth fan, and he approached me, and I did an interview with him he has a podcast as well, like you have, and he asked me if I would be interested in doing a song with him, and I said, well, I wouldn't mind it, but I want to write the lyrics because I have some lyrics that are really special to me. So he presented some music to me, and I worked on it with the lyrics, and then we took it to Cody, and he made it a masterpiece. I mean, the production on it is great, and there's some special guests on there and stuff. You'll hear it. When you hear it, you'll know who's on there. But that's about all I can say about that. But it's due out on Friday. It's a lyric video. It's just a single. It's called Wake Up. So it should be released on Friday. It's on an internet record company called Metalum Records, Metallim, Metallium Records or something like that. It's a independent record company. They just post songs on their page on YouTube. So it'll be released on YouTube on Friday. And I'll put up a link on my social media and all that stuff.
Okay, cool. I'll be definitely checking that out. That's for sure.
Great.
I'm hoping to have here in the next, maybe by the end of the month or maybe next month, hoping to have John Greeley on here. And
okay.
And I know he's got a new album coming out, and so I'm eager to hear that and everything.
I've heard part of it. Really good. The production is great. You know, his voice, of course, is great. The songs are really good from what I've heard of it. It's a really good album.
Awesome. Yeah, I pre-ordered a copy of it, so I hope to get it here soon and take a listen to it and get up with him. Because I know I talked to him a while back, and he said sure, he'd be glad to do it. So just when I had the time, I actually, truthfully, I've been meaning to do this interview forever now, and just every time I go to have some free time, something always comes up, and it's just like, it's just one thing after another,
Oh yeah. Well, I'll let you know. I heard the whole John Greeley album. He sent me the tracks, and it is amazing. Really good, and I know it'll do really well. He's on Rocks Records, which is a Christian record label. Weapons of God, who are my friends, they're on that label too. So I'm sure it'll do very well. So
awesome. He also sent me he also sent me a track for a song he did off of I think it's that new Bloody Times album or something he did or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, that sounded really good too. Let's see. I think I think that's about it. Honestly, I just kind of wanted to, get up with you guys and have you on my show and kind of help promote your album, your music, and everything else. And because like I said, you guys have changed my life and made me appreciate not just music but a lot more things in life. And and I hope that it does that for everyone else too.
Well, thank you. That's a big compliment.
Absolutely.
When you write music and you write songs, like you write stories and stuff like that. When you write not in hopes necessarily that it's going to touch somebody's life, but when it does, when someone tells you that it's touched their life or made them, feel a certain way or, whatever, it's the greatest compliment you can get as a writer. Because that's so personal when you write and you put your feelings out there for everyone to read or sing or listen to. When you get that kind of feedback, it just is special.
Yeah. Well, one other thing I wanted to say too, like when you took the words that I wrote and put it into a song and everything, it really made me feel good that someone was not only inspired by that or whatever, but they were that like passionate about wanting to do something with something that you've done, and just it makes you feel good because, like I said, to me, it was a personal thing, and it was words on a page, and not that that's a bad thing, but to hear it go to another level and being able to maybe not just touch someone as a poem, but now also as a song too. It really makes me feel great, and y'all guys did a great job of that, and I appreciate it from everything, and I can't be happier about it. So
Thank you, man. Thank you very much.
you're welcome. And well, I guess that's about it. But I just wanted to say thank you guys for being here tonight. I know your time is probably limited and have other things you need to do, but I'm humbled and I really do appreciate it. And you guys are some really cool guys, and you're humble and you're just down to earth, and you don't see that too much anymore. And I really appreciate it.
We appreciate that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
we just we love you. Every time we talk to you, and like when you and I forget the lady's name that you guys reviewed our CD.
Oh man.
That we were in tears to hear the way you guys described those songs and how you interpreted them, and how it was like to listen to somebody else talk about your music and what it does to them, or how it makes them feel, or what it inspired them. It was, we sat and listened to it, and I tell you, there was a couple times where we were like tearing up.
Yeah.
You know, because I thought that review you did on the album with her was just amazing.
And you were like spot on. Like there were a couple of moments where you were like, exactly why I wrote that particular line. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know.
Right.
Where did you get that? Or you guys said something completely 180, but it was still profound. So that was a fantastic pleasure watching that review.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. And I had a great time, and I had a great time doing it. And like I said, it was a great record, and the review went great because, I mean, you know, like I said, the music was just so good. It just really spoke for itself, and, you know, and I guess that's they say when you have great songwriters and great musicians and stuff like that. And like I said, the Lord works through you. So, you know, I really believe that. All right. Well, I think that's it, guys. But
all right.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Bill.
It's been a pleasure, man.
It really has.
All right, awesome. And I'll put your link and stuff in the bottom, so you know if people want to go grab some stickers, something like that, you know.
Okay.
That way we can get something and help you guys out as much as I can.
Message me your address again, and I'll send you some stickers out and stuff, and a magnet.
Okay.
All
appreciate that.
They're good magnets. They're strong.
Yeah, that really stick to your refrigerator really well.
Like, holy cow!
So it's the same. It's it's just like the cover of that. It's that same artwork from Bitter Day. It's just on a like refrigerator magnet. So
it's a good deal. I use Sticker Mule. They've been really good.
Yeah.
So that's who I use for so far.
Right.
For some of the things.
So we'll send you out some stuff. All right. Just send me your address. I know I have it around somewhere.
Yeah, I'll message it back to you.
Okay, man. Have a good night.
All right, you two guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
See you, man.
All right.